Welcome back, folks. I'm gonna cross this bridge now that we've come to it. This little hoop. There we go. Just getting right across. Now, I had thought that I would kind of come over here and just follow the blood trail. After, of course, getting all this delicious food. Um, Going through a few more crates. Shoring up our supplies. Got to get all that cheese out of the barrels. But then I noticed that as the camera panned, my characters would have definitely seen the gnolls up here, and I feel like they couldn't ignore that, especially after they heard about gnolls from that guy who got tore up, Scratch's owner or friend or whatever you want to say. And so they're like, "All right, gang, these monsters, we gotta take them out. They're gonna kill more dogs' owners, and we can't let that happen." And Lae'zel's like, "Sure, yes, that's why. I just yearn for blood." Shadowheart, I'm sure, would recognize the sort of eternal threat that Gnolls place. Something like, "They are agents of chaos, and we certainly don't want to be trying to investigate how to save ourselves with the threat of bloodthirsty Gnolls lurking about." Will, being the Blade of Frontiers, of course, leap into action. "These foul beasts, they must be put down immediately. They're a threat to us, people of this area. There's tieflings in the grove. If they tried to come this way, they wouldn't just have to worry about goblins. They'd have to worry about these gnomes." So, in a singular notion, Lae'zel is going to be sneaking up this way. I think that the programmers set it up so that if players start sneaking up this way, the other two gnolls scooch on over that way to eat that corpse. Because they know that if someone is sneaking up this way, they're trying to do some shenanigans like I'm about to try and do. I'm assuming that was the big one turning around that saw me, but it worked out fine. I got into position, and now all of my other characters can just sneak around at will and figure out a good position. Now that we know where the gnolls are going to be, and honestly, Lae'zel's not subtle. I mean, she's sneaking up there with clinky armor. Come on. She would definitely gotten seen. But now I have to figure out how I want to position everyone else, what I want their first move to be. I'm just sort of scouting out if I can get up that way. I don't think I can. I have a potion that lets me triple my jump length. I don't want to use it on that. I can get a good enough position without using that. So many options. I go with the good old grease bottle. It's hard. I mean, in a battle in this system, grease bottles are really good.
What am I to do?
And I think that you're going to enjoy what I end up doing with that whole situation.
My faith protects me.
Shadowheart also, I mean, she has spells that can help her be stealthy. but she herself is not
She'll see me.
the most stealthy person. She's stealthy with her words, let's say. Very deceptive. I did attempt to just gauge out if I could use Invoke Duplicity anywhere. Not close enough, that's fine. Just looking at other options I have, and I decided to go with Ye Old Acid Vial, which the pitching range on is quite far, which is nice. I did have to rotate the camera to get the positioning just right, but I think that did a lot.
Where am I needed?
And now, Will. What will you do?
They won't see me coming.
Gotta hide, of course. Sneaking into an advantageous position. Now I'm going to do a bit of funky. This is the kind of thing that would not happen in Dungeons and Dragons at all. Like the other two characters, I can kind of see a rationale of these two characters actually snuck up simultaneously with Lae'zel, and got into position. It's just due to the function of how Baldur's Gate 3 works. It's not possible to make that work. I forgot that Bestow Curse is a melee range spell. Has anyone used Bestow Curse in this game? Write in the comments below if you have, and if you've actually ever found it useful. Because I am kind of struggling to see its use. I'm sure there are situations where it's useful. But Will here, getting back to my previous point, is skirting around the edge periphery of this stealth detection area cone in a way that only makes sense in a video game. If we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, unless you're playing a very sweaty, crunchy version of Dungeons and Dragons, which I personally don't endorse, yeah, there's no situation where this would happen. Though in real Dungeons and Dragons, Will could have climbed up that sort of rock wall behind us, potentially. So I used Bane mostly because I know kind of getting towards long rest territory, so I'm fine with just burning resources. And I'm using this because it's heavy, and this is a fun opportunity to use it. And I'm like, oh right, it doesn't explode when you throw it. You need to actually ignite it. So I use my action surge to throw an alchemist fire. Watch the fireworks. It didn't kill the Gnolls, but it did enough of a job that that was well worth a grease. I mean, it's not quite a fireball, but it's not a fireball. You know, it's an alchemist's fireball. You know, vial of grease. I didn't cast a single spell to achieve that. It was a grease bottle, barrel of smoke powder, and alchemist fire. So yeah, I guess that would be the alchemist's fireball. And they are rightly upset. Guys got acid on it. That's fine. This imp almost died. Can we come up with a name for the imp?
With haste.
It's a good name for the imp. I feel like I mentioned it, but we haven't come up with anything yet. My personal go-to name for an imp is Torchy, because there's a place called Torchy's Tacos that has a little devil as its logo.
Battle favors the fearless.
And it's a good little imp name. It's a good sort of min-maxy imp name. I don't know, maybe I'll make a poll about it.
Let's finish
But anyway,
this.
yeah, this fight, I mean, opening up with that explosion makes it a little one-sided. Two of the imps or two of the gnolls are already half dead. The acid vial did a lot of damage to the other two, and then the imp came along and got a really solid hit the first time. So yeah, I mean, have this wrapped up pretty quick. Oof. Lae'zel taking a solid hit. She would just say something like, "A worthy adversary." Oh, that's a spicy critical hit. Alright.
Fleet of foot.
And then we're just moving over here because that will keep them from moving and potentially give them disadvantage on a ranged attack. I'm going to try and see if I can make this blindness work, because if it did, it'd be pretty good. It did not.
I won't give in.
And, I mean, we'll see if Shadowheart does anything in this battle. I mean, she threw that acid vial, which was very helpful. I think about throwing the spider egg sack, but I decide against it because it's like, there's one dude. You want there to be like a cluster of guys to really like get that to work. I always forget that they now have the
On my way.
that they have the long range as part of just the regular aiming mechanic. So if you're too far away, it's like there it is, but you can't really see it on the map. You just sort of have to feel it out. Well, he's gone. His flesh melting away slowly. Yeah, there's just the one guy left. I think Lae'zel is going to be able to take him down. Easy peasy.
This is your end.
Boom. Right. So at this point, Will has a level up available. I think because I got some bits of inspiration for him earlier, so he has just like slightly more XP than everyone else. Nothing too crazy. I realize at this point I am out of short rests, which means I think this is when I like really realized, oh, I'm going to take a long rest soon, so I might as well just use spell slots. Heal some people up using spell slots, because I'm going to go ahead and take a long rest. Some sort of a letter there. Nothing too important. These hyena ears are actually really good alchemical ingredients. For those in the know. Again, we will craft potions at some point. I I still, I'm not at a point in the game where I feel like I need to really buff everyone up with potions just yet. We will get there. We will get to that point. I did give Lae'zel that strength potion, which, I don't know, maybe I didn't need to do. But I think it worked out.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Well, I think I needed it probably for the smoke barrel. Yeah, she probably couldn't have tossed it that far, if not for the smoke cutter, or not for the giant
Creature's
strike.
eyes roll back in its head.
I don't
equal
think I've
parts
seen this
bliss
particular
and
version
agony.
of this scene.
She'd eaten, feasted, and yet, looking into her eyes, you can see it wasn't enough. She's still hungry.
Come, see, my flesh becomes new flesh.
You hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones, and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate. You watch with cold realization. This isn't the end of one life, but the start of another. Gnolls can spawn from the corpses of dying hyenas. You land a swift strike against her skull. She yelps, then goes still. As the life fades from her eyes, the gnoll within her dies too, stillborn.
It was very polite of the other hyenas to wait for us to have that interaction. You don't usually think about hyenas being polite, but these hyenas, very polite. Obviously, the crucial element here is killing the bloated hyenas before they burst open and turn into gnolls. Makes the battle infinitely easier. Not that I don't think that we can handle gnolls. We just pretty easily handled some over there, but it's definitely a lot easier to take out several
I will ascend.
downed hyenas than it is to take care of a bunch of very fresh gnolls. Yep, just bomb their bodies. That's fine. No, Lae'zel, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it, Lae'zel. Just throw the grenade. Just throw the almost cartoonish bomb. There we go. That did the trick. Why not a second wind? You know, like I said, we're going to long rest soon. Might as well take all the heals and use all the abilities we can. I think in Tactician, the hyenas burst more quickly. I could be misremembering that. I don't. It just seems like the kind of thing that they... I think that there is something different about this battle on Tactician mode. It was, I think, the first battle I encountered where
A dull moment.
something drastically different from what I was expecting happened. Alright, Minna. Walk on up, put this thing out of its misery. You already did it once. Let's do it again.
Gods take you first.
Well, almost. Very close. There we go.
Place is overrun with gnolls. Vile
The
beast.
imp is still doing its
Nothing
job.
good is born from a corpse.
I reckon they've infested the entire coast.
Alright, let's loot some hyenas here. Just, pick up all the bits and bobs and what have you, and got a replacement alchemist fire, that's nice. I think Lae'zel accidentally picked up a head.
I'm exhausted. Better find somewhere to camp soon.
I think she's just gonna keep that. That seems like the kind of a thing that Lae'zel would maybe hang on to for a little bit. Just have a head. Alright, so we're gonna... Yep, and then Minna accidentally picked up some intestines, like you do. You're just walking around during your day, and you're like, oops, there's some intestines in my pocket now. Who among us cannot say we have not accidentally had intestines in our pocket? But now everyone has a level up prepped. We're going to hit that at the end of this episode after the long rest. Here's where we discover that maybe there's some valuable cargo nearby. If only there was a talkative fellow in the vicinity who could let us know maybe what happened to that cargo.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Boss, Baldur's Gate, the Guild. Tavern, hideout, secret, wizard's shipment, chest, Rugen protected it, took it north. Lucky son of a...
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Alright, sounds like there's some treasure or a shipment that's gone missing up north. Whoever this caravan man's associate seems to have gotten away.
Always room for more.
Lots of red apples. We could have a veritable feast of red apples. Sometimes I just like to check if
Just
any
another
party
crate.
members have any commentary on anything that's going on at the moment. It seems that they did not. There's some nice little trinkets down here, down by this this stream. Got some herbs. There's a washed up wooden crate. There's a rock over here that can be moved.
Curious.
Gotta get Lae'zel to move it.
Ignorance breeds madness.
There's not like a lot of treasure
These things have stayed
involved
interesting.
with it for some reason. It's just like a bloodstone. I'm not even sure if it was like under it. It was weird. I don't really understand that interaction.
There are Harper and Druid symbols on their equipment. An interesting pair.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, there's a bit of lore there, sort of reminiscent of the murals we saw in the Enclave, in the Grove, where it was the Druids and the Bard and the Harpers coming together. So it's maybe one of the founding duos. Just been down under that bridge for generations. No one ever came down and looked for them. Kind of a weird thought, or maybe they just left them there. Commemorative. So I thought about heading this way, but then I thought, no, we're just gonna go to camp. Gotta get that long rest, and this way we can have all sorts of conversations about what's going on.
Now there's a bloody devil trailing after us. Well, this gets better and better. Shop around, he said. He seems sure we won't find anything. And he might be right. We've had no luck so far. Maybe. But all that, take your time, I'll wait nonsense. He's playing with us. He reminds me of, well, someone I used to know. Someone that liked to play with people. Creatures like them don't play games unless they know they can win. We keep hunting for answers. What other choice do we have? This is no ordinary mind flayer parasite. Who tampered with it, and why? What do they have planned for us? And why are we important enough that a devil comes knocking on our door? If we find those answers, we might have a chance.
People got all sorts of opinions about our
Speak.
new devil associate. He offers a solution, but at what price? We have yet to discover. I'm sure he'll let us know the price tag eventually. Let's talk to Gale. He's
flattered as
in a
I
bad
do?
way. All right,
Frighted to die
Gale,
with a
you gotta
devil.
calm down with the crunches, man. That's a lot.
Yes, they offer you an apple, but they're the worm that lurks within. Still, don't let his bluster fool you. All that talk of desperation, it merely illustrates his own. I think he wants something from us, badly. And in that knowledge lies our opportunity. Our souls. But I suspect that's but his opening offer.
Let me play the devil's advocate. The man is too eager. Do not dismiss his offer out of hand.
If there's one quality all the denizens of the hells embody, it's ambition. Quality they share with many humans, come to think of it. Admittedly, it's an area in which I have a modicum of expertise. And, based on the evidence before us, it's hard to imagine any other motivation. Fact one, there's something very strange and very powerful about our tadpoles. Fact two, a devil offers to take it away. Devils aren't known to aid mortals out of simple kindness. Whatever Raphael wants, we must be the key to getting it, along with our tadpoles. So, I say for now, we wait. If I'm right, Raphael will seek us out again, and when he does, there's a mighty bargain to be made. Remember his Cormyrean rhyme? Down came the claw. Perhaps we should start growing our nails.
to speak slowly. I'm finding it quite difficult to concentrate, with my condition gnawing at my insides like a teething displacer kitten. That is most gratifying to hear. May I?
I think it's apt giving this locket to Gale.
Thank you.
Mostly sentimental value. He kind of helped save that kid before.
That hit the spot. I can feel it work. The magic, it's like a lullaby that sings to sleep the demon inside. A metaphorical demon, I haste to point out, but no less dangerous. And no less bound to wake up again to continue its ravages. Such is the nature of all monsters. Grateful as I am, the course of our camaraderie is much better served by not taking that particular detour. Not just yet. Sincerely, though. I understand I ask a lot from you with few answers in return. But in time, all will be told. My lady, I bow to your boundless kindness. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm listening.
So we need to hook up Gale with the book. I'm not going to have him like read it or look at it just yet because he can't. I mean, we don't have the other piece that we need. So yeah, that'll be a later task. I think it's just time to sleep. Gotta cook my meal. We got this nighttime view. Oh, before we go to bed, we gotta talk to Shadowheart about the things we didn't talk to her about in the village.
Like I do wine.
Oh, and also we need
We
to
truly
get
are
everyone's read on the
group
fact that
apart.
Gale just
Nevertheless, as quirks go, that's a
chews
new one
up
for me.
magical items. Like a tasty treat.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
tell
you
us
do
about your
well,
life.
but please try to
Tell us about
understand that it's not
Shar.
something I can
I
just
think
talk
that
about freely.
Minna is knowledgeable enough about Shar to be like, yeah, Shar's not a good deity.
Very well. Perhaps there's potential in you. Let's see how you handle this. I am indeed a disciple of Shar, Mistress of the Night and Lady of Loss. I assume you've heard of her? Well, if that troubles you, perhaps you should fetch the bailiff to arrest me. Ah, but there's no bailiff here, is there? Just leagues of wilderness and the dangers lurking within. We're in this together, but I'll happily go it alone. My faith will keep me company.
The wound on my hand. It never quite heals. And sometimes it causes terrible pain to rip through me. It's my burden, though, from Lady Shar. I can feel her influence somehow. It's difficult to say. sometimes I wonder if it's supposed to be guiding me, punishing me, testing me. But perhaps it's none of those. Perhaps it's completely random. I'd like to hope there's more to it than that. Some meaning that Lady Shah will reveal to me when the time is right. Until then, all I can do is endure. It's less difficult than you might imagine when you can't remember life without it. Pain is sacred to followers of Lady Shah. Pain will give way to loss and then to the peace of her eternal darkness. You can tolerate a great deal of suffering so long as it has meaning. I cannot say. Not with what I can recall. But even then, it would not be for me to question her will. Lady Shah has her reasons. I'll try my best. But secrecy is ingrained in me. Lady Shah considers it greater protection than any shield or armor. There's no story. None that you're entitled to hear, anyway. Just forget you ever saw it. Fine. What's on your mind? I must admit, you've been a surprise, and not an unpleasant one. Kindred spirits are few and far between for me. Besides, you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid. How can I do anything but sing your praises? You already know my biggest secrets. What more can you ask? She took me in when no one else would. Without her, I wouldn't be alive. She's my mother. She nurtures me, cares for me, loves me. Don't believe the lies the Selûnites tell. What? Besides my life's calling and the greatest problem I've ever faced? Well, I like night orchids and can't swim. Is that the sort of thing you meant?
I feel like most people pick one of the top two. I don't think I've ever picked option 3 before. I think it's kind of funny at how like tone deaf it is. It's like,
No.
yeah, something like that. Some sort of fun detail like that. And it's like, she just shared 2 details that you could talk about. And you don't want to know about either of those things? No. Just something similar.
Shah's mission, then my memories will be restored. Of course. It is an act of faith, not to be undertaken lightly. Shah will reward me when I succeed.
Alright, now we know Shadowheart a little bit better. I mean, we already knew that she was a Shar worshipper, but now we have a better sense of, like, the depth of her devotion.
Like a horse with a carrot. I hope he got what he needed from it.
You know, really not a dabbler in
Go ahead. I'm listening.
in Shar worship. Very, very gung-ho. Yeah, you know, Minna is a proper polytheistic bard.
Gale is positively voracious. Well, let him suck up all the magic he needs, as long as he doesn't snack on
I like that
definitive
Lae'zel's like,
silver sword.
hey, Gale can eat whatever he wants. Just don't eat my silver sword. And then we need Astarian's read, of course.
I've known people who are hungry for power, but Gale takes it a bit too literally for my liking. I wonder how he does it. Why he does it. I'm sure all will be revealed in time, but I don't like it. A waste of perfectly good treasure.
Star, and you make a good point. It's potentially a perfectly good waste of perfectly good treasure. But let's eat up. We got a nice hearty roast here. We got some cabbage. We got some white bread. We got some cheese. Got that nice that sup, that supper wine. Got that water Davy yellow cheese. Something weird happened with the menu here, where it wasn't scrolling down very well at first. And then for dessert, everyone gets an orange slice, and everyone will be happy with their orange slice, except for Astarion, apparently, who is still feeling peckish.
Wrong. Or maybe you just get lucky.
Shit. No, it's not what it looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
It's not what you think. I'm not some monster. I feed on animals. Boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get. I'm just too slow right now. Too weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer, fight better. Please.
A strange sensation courses through you, and your companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed. You focus on the source of the power. But
So we had a poll about how to treat Astarion, and I think the thing that won was a notion of trying to get him to drink someone else.
At best, I was sure you'd say no. More likely, you'd ram a stake through my ribs. No. I needed you to trust me. And you can trust me. Thank you. Do you think you could trust me just a little further? I only need a taste. I swear.
Yeah, so I like the idea. Well, so these two options would both be me getting drunk, and not. Yeah, I mean drunk.
Silly of me to even ask.
So yeah, I'm like, no.
I'll go and find something on four legs to eat, I suppose.
Fortunately, he doesn't go and eat
See you in the
Scratch,
morning.
which would honestly be the logical thing to
You
happen.
watch him stalk
Is
away, slumped, sulking,
Scratch is coming to
and
find
ready
your
to
camp.
kill.
Astarion needs some food, so he goes out, and Scratch is the first doggy that he meets. That doggy in the window. Yeah. So Scratch is here now, and the people rejoiced. Yeah, I forget how you get Astarion to bite other people. Maybe I have to let him bite me first, and then later on there's a conversation about him biting someone else instead because you're not liking it.
Friend, I stayed with him until I knew he was gone. I'll never forget him, but I'm glad to have met you.
You know what, Scratch? I'm glad to have met you too. You're a fine canine. Also, it's always fun to see where there's overlap in companion approval. Like right there, it was Will and Shadowheart.
Morning. I hope last night's little unpleasantness hasn't left a bad taste in your... Well, I hope there are no bad feelings.
See, that's the real question.
Oh,
That one right there.
no idea. By rights, I should be cinders in this light, but someone or something is keeping me alive. Standing in the sun, wading through a river, wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, we can figure those out in time. You're such a sweetheart. I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches and pitchforks.
I forgot
Although
that
there's still time.
everyone else comes over and is like, excuse me,
Hunting
he's a
with
vampire? What now?
vampires. Never thought I'd see the day. Very well, but I'm keeping an eye on you. And no wisecracks about having us for supper.
For his sake, he best not develop an appetite for Githyanki.
Quite the opposite. I'm here in the spirit of openness and honesty to work together as a team.
Maybe we could get him to wear a bell. Dissuade any nighttime prowling.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us.
Speak.
Well met.
Gotta do my standard rounds, make sure everyone has been talked to. I know that they're supposed to have an exclamation point above their head, but sometimes I just have to check. Alright. Yeah, so Astarion is now outed as a vampire. We will see what that bears for the future. Doing a little distribution of potions. Nothing too crazy. I am going to cast the Scroll of False Life on Minna just from the jump. Get it out of my inventory. No point saving it. I mean, it's going to stay on me. It's the start of the day. So might as well go ahead and use it. Yeah. So we are going to level up here, and then that'll be at the end of the episode. I had to do quite a bit of decisioneering. Had to think a lot about how to what to level up for Minna, because there are, as anyone who's played this game knows, a lot of feats, and you can there are some that do have stat prerequisites, some of which Minna does not meet, but mostly I was wondering if I should just dump the level up into stat increases and further, shall we say, min-max her into charisma and intellect. I went with Vicious Mockery for the cantrip because I feel like I keep looking around for a cantrip to cast in battle, and I do think that Vicious Mockery is in the and on that same vein, of things that are in line with min-max spirit. We have vicious mockery, and we have heat metal for those hot takes. I thought about doing cloud of daggers for deep cuts, but heat metal for hot takes I think is a better one. And yeah, so it was really, I mean, the most obvious one is actor, but it's kind of boring to just show up to this menu full of feats and be like, ah, what's the ability I've been using constantly throughout this game so far? Charisma, persuasion, and deception. Let me just do that. No. I have to look at everything. Look at all my options. Because, like, durable would be good. Mage Slayer, not bad. Lucky is always useful, but I don't think I've ever made a character with Lucky. It feels like cheating to me. Mobile would be very good. I thought about doing Sharpshooter. I really considered it, but I feel like that's not actually Mina's big thing. Her big thing is not being like an archer. And also the main reason that I went with the actor feat is because I think it's very funny how much Ben has this vendetta against actors for no reason. And the feat is called actor, but it's a feat that suggests you are very eloquent at these sorts of things. We're going to give Shadowheart Bursting Sinew, because I don't think I've ever given someone Bursting Sinew, and it sounds interesting. I want to see some corpses blow up. And I'm going to improve her ability scores because I would like her to have better wisdom. Please. And we're getting rid of the lesser restoration because it's kind of useless. I'm going to take Sanctuary because that is it's a bonus action, first of all, and it is occasionally quite helpful. I'm going to give Will Mage Hand because I don't think anyone has Mage Hand yet, and it's useful. And, he's the Blade of Frontiers, so he gets Cloud of Daggers. Though I am feeling apprehensive about how many things I have him with concentration at this point. I'm giving him moderately armored, which means I may have to respec him and give him a different invocation, though I think I can redo them at a certain point. I could be wrong about that. I know in real D&D you can. And Lae'zel, I'm giving Great Weapon Master. And yeah, that's the level 4 level ups. I guess I'll do Gale and Astarion later. But there will be a poll about potential cross-classing later. See you next time.